I obsessed over getting my freelancing to over $100,000 per year. Out of 1 billion freelancers worldwide, only a very tiny slice make it. So I spent the last 10 years trying to figure out how I can be in that top 5%. And it was actually difficult because in my first 4 years of freelancing, I was actually stuck at $1,000 to $2,000 per month. And you probably know the feeling. It's quite stressful to be at that level. You have a lot of random big gigs coming in and out. There's no predictability. You don't even know if you're gonna have clients or income in the next couple of months. So that period is particularly stressful. However, I didn't want to give up. I wanted to persevere and I wanted to actually find what works, how to be in that top 5%. What do people actually do differently that they reach this particular goal? I actually found 3 rules that actually moved me from guessing to growing. In this video, I'll show exactly what I did and how you can copy it. But the shift that broke 6 figures wasn't getting more clients or just working more hours. It was something that I wasn't expecting at all. But let's start with rule number 1, which is price, time, fit. Okay, so you probably know that charging hourly is probably the worst thing that you can do as a freelancer because you're just tying yourself to maximum amount of potential that you can actually earn, and you're also tying your value to the time that you spend instead of the outcomes that you deliver. I won't go more details into this, but just you have to move from hourly to fixed fees. However, this is also a key mistake that I see people making. They do know that okay, hourly is bad, fixed fee is good. They move to the fixed fee, but still it's not working for them. They're still working and still getting like $2,000 per month. So the whole idea here is to calibrate the price to time you actually spend on your work. You see, usually what happens is that you get a client and you charge them, let's say like $1,000 per month. But then that client actually takes half of the month for half of your working days, which means that you only have a capacity to do like 2 clients at a time, which then means that you basically get 2 clients, each paying you $1,000 per month. And then you're stuck in the same basically loop where you're working all of the time, but you only have 2 clients and you only have $2,000 of income. The main key with price time fit is to find a specific offer, a specific thing that you can do for clients. So it's better to standardize your scope and have 3 to 5 different projects running all at the same time. You must be able to offer that specific service at the same time to many different clients. Because if you now review that the work that you do, it takes you like 40 hours per week to do, then it's just basically a full-time job at this point. You need to find something that you can do in less hours and provide it to more people. That's the whole key with the freelancing. That's what allows you to go to that $100,000 per year. It's because you work with 5, 6, 7 clients, providing them specific service that doesn't take you all day to work on all of these things. Because you need to break from that 1 to 2 client dependency. You need to start working with 5 clients, charging them all $1,000 or $1,500. Now, that might sound scary if you're now used to charging like $1,000 per month for a specific project that you work with, but then, it takes all of your time for the communication, for the delivery, for everything. So this is the key with the price time fit. You need to find a specific service that doesn't require too many hours from you, but provides an insane value to the client who is willing to pay $1,500 or even like $2,000 per month, even though that particular thing takes you like 7 hours per month to do. But there is even a bigger lever than price. It's who you choose to work with. So rule number 2 is going after the right pond. You see, you need to have 1 problem, 1 buyer, and 1 outcome. What I see freelancers usually do, especially the ones that start, and I mean, I was guilty with that as well when I began my freelancing career. But if you're somebody who builds landing pages, but you do that for local businesses, book offers, SaaS companies, e-commerce companies, just basically anyone that needs a website from your grandma to big business, then you're gonna have a very big problem of attracting the right people to work with. and you're just gonna be in that, gig economy where basically whoever comes to you, you work with them. You need to be a lot more specific. And you probably heard that already, that you need the specific niche. If you build landing pages, who do you build landing pages for? Who is your ideal client? What is the clear outcome that you provide? And what is the specific problem that you solve? However, that's only part of the solution. The next part is probably even more important. You see, you need to choose the right clients to work with, because not all clients are equal, and I don't think all clients are worth going after. For example, in my own case, if I work with SaaS companies, then the SEO workload is very, very high. It's usually a very complex project. It requires a lot of communication. There are a lot of people that you need to meet, that you need to present the work with. There is a lot of stuff to do. It's basically a very large project. However, if I compare that project to the amount of fee that I possibly can charge them, or I'm actually charging them, it's not very sustainable. It basically becomes more like a job instead of me being a freelancer for them, because I'm getting paid like 3,000 euros per month, but then I spend like more than half of the month working with that client. So it's not something that you want to go after. But for example, there are other types of clients like book offers, which have a way more simplistic website, which I don't need to spend hundreds of hours per month working with them, but I can deliver an insane value to them for basically almost the exact similar price as a SaaS company. So the goal is to choose clients that have the budgets and see the value in your service. That's the core key here. They need to get the value from your service. They need to believe in your service, and you need to provide them with the great outcome, and they need to be able to pay for that outcome. Because if I go to a local bakery shop and I offer them my SEO services, first of all, they probably might not see the benefit in my services, even though they have a website, or they might not have the budget to pay for the extensive SEO campaigns that I can do for them. So the key here is to find the right type of client that has the budget, sees the value in your work, and it's a low time to win on your case, meaning that you don't spend too much time working on that project, working with that client, but still deliver an insane outcome and value to them. So basically, you need to combine rule 1 and rule 2. Rule 1, as you remember, it's high value per hour, not just high ticket. So if you combine these two things, then you have something way more powerful. But even in the right pond, how do you get fish to bite without cold pitching all day? And this is where rule number 3 comes into play, which is magnets. If you've been freelancing for some time and you've gained some clients through somebody basically that you know, or the people that's seen some of your work online, you probably noticed that they are one of the best clients to work with. And that's the same thing I've seen and I've experienced myself. Best clients come from warm trust. And warm trust can be seen in many different areas. So for example, it can come from the content that you publish, either videos, Instagram, YouTube, blogs, whatever that is. It can come from communities where you engage and interact with people. It can come from referrals where people are just basically talking about you with others. Although you can get clients from cold platforms and cold outreach and cold DMs, the best way is definitely through building some warm trust first, because then the sales process is a lot more easier. So this is probably the most difficult rule because it takes quite a bit of time and it requires more consistency on your end. Your goal is to publish proof. So case studies about what you do, newsletters for your target clients, or even your personal newsletters that just showcases you who you are as a person. Doing more videos, whatever that be, Loom videos that you make public, or you publish, or you have some YouTube channel that you talk about some stuff. You basically need to publish a lot of proof of who you are, what you do, and what are the outcomes that you provide to your clients. Then we also have joining communities. That can be Slack communities, that can be paid course communities, that can be closed communities, that can be even like LinkedIn groups, or LinkedIn, like checking in or talking to people on comments on LinkedIn. you basically need to start interacting with more and more people on a daily basis, and people need to be able to find you on various different ways online. So if you hear people talking about personal branding, because this is what basically it is, it's like encompassing networking and personal branding. This is what you need to be doing. Building a strong personal brand is basically how people find you and view you online. And it doesn't mean that you need to be obsessed of only creating content for your target customer. You can actually go broader. For example, like this channel. This is a channel for freelancers like you. But because I create content explaining how freelancing works and how I work with other clients, I'm actually getting inquiries from clients that have nothing, like they probably have no value seeing these videos, but they see the work that I put in. They see me on screen. They see how I talk, how I interact. And this already creates some warm trust in them that, hey, this guy, he knows what he's doing. So when you're creating a personal brand, don't imagine that you need to have a specific account for only your core target audience. No, you can just be yourself, have your Instagram account, have your website, have your YouTube channel, whatever that is. But it's mainly just about building more proof online and building you as a person online, because people like to work with people that they like. So people want to see what you actually do outside of work, not just what outcomes that you provide. Yes, you need to have some section on your website or somewhere that you have your case studies and how like your potential clients can reach you, but they will judge you and evaluate you as a person from everything that they see that you do online. So the goal here is to build this kind of flywheel where it goes content, then it goes conversations, then it goes to referrals, and then referrals turn into retainers. So if you build this flywheel, you are in a very strong position of now being approached randomly by people finding your content online and then probably following you for an extended period of time until they decide to reach out to you and start working with you. But it also works the other way around. If people follow you and see you and then you reach out to them after some time, it's still a warm lead, a warm prospect, because they've seen you online, they've seen your videos, they've seen your comments, they've seen your content. It's much more approachable to basically go after people that already know who you are. But if you want more rules, more strategies, basically know how I do things these days, I do have a newsletter link down below where I share a lot more of the exact strategies, the way that I get clients, the way that I work with clients, and basically everything that you need to know about freelancing. So check it out, and the link is in the description below. But for now, YouTube is already smart. It's already figured out that this is the next video you want to watch. And if you click, you'll see why.